Carolina's Attorney General Josh Stein trying to get rid of a nearly 100-year-old election law that almost slapped him with a Class 2 misdemeanor.
Chief Political Correspondent Emma Withrow joins us now to kind of break down this law and explain why it's being challenged here.
So, Attorney General Josh Stein filed his first federal court of appeals brief, arguing that this 1930s election law, threatens to chill speech at the heart of our democratic process. But before we get into the details of Stein's latest brief, let's break down the purpose of this law and why Stein wants to get rid of it. Now, this general statute essentially says it's a Class 2 misdemeanor if someone knowingly publishes or circulates information about a candidate they know to be false.
I think the purpose probably is still the same, is to try to stop folks from making false statements. The only problem with that type of law is that it's attacking a First Amendment claim.
It hit particularly close to home for Stein because this law was used against him by his last opponent, Forsyth County DA Jim O'Neill. Stein, along with two of his campaign staffers, were investigated because of a campaign ad they put out in 2020 about O'Neill. I asked Stein about the investigation a couple of months ago.
I'm all for truthful ads. Like, I fundamentally believe that ads that candidates run should be true, which is why I submitted my ad before it was ever aired to an independent truth-checking organization that confirmed that the ad was true. And as I told you, the State Board of Elections reviewed the ad, said it wasn't false. So I'm all for truthful ads. But it is very troubling when one DA, on behalf of a friend DA, can bring a case against a candidate. It's troubling.
The ad blamed O'Neill for his county's large number of untested rape kits, saying he hadn't addressed them. O'Neill filed a complaint with the State Board of Elections and asked for an investigation, but a federal appeals court later blocked the enforcement of the 1930s law due to First Amendment concerns. Now Stein's trying to erase the law off the books entirely, which Eric Heberlig, a political science professor at UNCC, says won't make much of a difference in elections going forward.
If the court were to agree with Stein and say, no, this law is null and void, it's ineffective, it really doesn't change the status quo at all, okay?
So I reached out to both Stein and his former opponent, Jim O'Neill, for comment on this case, but didn't hear back from either of them. Stein and his attorneys filed their latest brief, though, with the Fourth Circuit Court of Appeals on Tuesday. The oral arguments for Stein's case are scheduled to be heard on December 6th in Richmond, Virginia, so we'll keep you up to date.
All right, more on that to come. Thanks, Emma.